Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, November 1st to the 15th, 2021 Gemini, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Goodness. Okay, hold on. This one. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the star, which is Aquarius energy. If we have Aquarius within our natal chart, that comes through very powerfully at our root. And we have the tower. So a lot is changing within our dreams during this time and what we're focusing on. Then we have the star coming through again. So very, very strong Aquarius energy. Also, if we have an Aquarius within our lives, this is going to be there's some sort of shift that's going around here, okay, that's happening. Then we have Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. It's very interesting, the pouring of the two cups. Here it is, two pitchers, and there's just going to be the sense of a movement of energy within ourselves, a kind of coming together of insights and ideas and desires and the way that we want to move forward, but the way that we see ourselves moving forward. We then have the 10 of Pentacles, which is prosperity that lasts for generations, and we have the 3 of Cups. Now, the 3 of Cups for me is this energy of something from our past, somebody who was supposed to be able to hold up that cup and celebrate us that couldn't. And it's coming to terms with that lack of celebration, that lack of connection. So that's going to be something that's very important. This could be a parent, a guardian, a lover, a friend, a sibling, whomever it is. They were supposed to be there for us, a coworker. They were supposed to be able to raise their cup to us. They were supposed to be able to have our back, and their betrayal hurt us and kind of followed a pattern of betrayals that we've had in our lives in one way or another. So that's coming up here, and it's kind of blocking us emotionally from the prosperity that we want, because it's almost like, well, if I get to that point, everything's just going to fall apart anyway. So why even bother? Then we have the star coming through again, my goodness. And we have the devil, which is Capricorn energy. So we have Aquarius coming up 3 times. Our wish is coming up 3 times. What we desire, what we want, what we need, what we dream of is coming up 3 times. So divinity is guiding us towards this. We have to look at that negative voice within our head that's keeping us from the place that we want to be. We're also going to see ourselves kind of breaking out of a shell or out of a funk or a denial of what we want. And that comes through this tower time, but it also comes through a sense of it's supposed to be like this, right? We're supposed to move forward this way. It's supposed to be this connection. What others have defined, or what I think that I'm supposed to be doing. And now Spirit is saying, no, open up to what you know you're supposed to be doing for you, and what you need to embrace for your heart, your soul, and yourself. Now let's look at the energy that we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is the Prince of Cups. We have to be mindful of our emotions making all the decisions for us, and not our mind. So, well, not our mind. Like, it's not going into things really business minded. So we might find that we're just not business minded. People were more on the creative end of things, and that's going to be something either we have to acknowledge, or that, you know, we need help with somebody on our side who can be able to work the business end of things. But this is also going to be for us a sense of moving forward with our hearts, and knowing that we can't let our hearts make every decision, and that we can't take, well, not that we can't, we shouldn't take everything so personally, because this is also going to be a person who manipulates through emotions and understands that we're coming to things with an emotional stance, with an emotional understanding, with an emotional desire here. And that's going to be something that is used against us. So do be mindful of that. Our chakra energy for this time, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Is grounding, and this is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. This is a sense of rooting ourselves, grounding ourselves to what we desire, to what we want, to what we need, and to the sense of being able to nourish that desire, not spreading ourselves too thin, not planting ourselves in the wrong area, finding what's right for us, where we want to be, where we need to be, and what our heart really longs for. And being able to nurture that, not saying, oh, okay, tomorrow I'll nurture it, or, you know, I'll start taking care of myself, or I'll start, you know, putting everything in alignment then. It's like, no, I will start embracing this now, and I will embrace me as I move forward, because we're really talking about our dreams during this time. This time is for us, Gemini, a time of dreams, a time of connection with our hearts, our souls, and our desires. It's time to break old habits. It's time to fall away from funks, or away from the can'ts into the cans. And it's starting to see ourselves as successful, powerful individuals who are moving towards their goals, what they want, and where it is that they need to be. The star is also being the star of the show. It's really letting ourselves shine. And we can find that we've not let ourselves shine for so long that now we're starting to say, but this is me, you know, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is who I am, this is the me that gets to shine forward, that gets to be. And that's going to be a little bit scary for us, Gemini. So letting ourselves shine is going to be really important. Knowing that spirit at this time is not looking at what we want, kind of like surface value, what we cross our fingers for and say, oh, I really want this. It's looking for what we need within our heart, within our soul, within ourselves, what we need to move ourselves forward. So we're going to say, you know, I didn't know I wanted this. I didn't know I needed this, but this is exactly what I needed in my life. We're going to find that we look back at this time at certain points, or, you know, we look at certain things and say, wow, this is what I needed. And it moves us to the tower. It moves us after this time of astounding change, or with this time of astounding change, of being pushed out of our comfort zone, of looking at things differently, that we're starting to see ourselves, you know, opening up more. We're starting to see ourselves finding our footing, and also looking back and saying, if I could withstand that, if I could, you know, come out of that, I can triumph. I can be exactly what I need to be. I can move forward exactly the way that I move forward, you know, that I want to and need to move forward. I can embrace and express and, you know, deliver what is desired for my life and for myself. And it moves us then to our dreams once again, to that balancing in our inward self of what we want, of where it is that we want to be. We're going to find that water is very important to us because we are kind of really living with our heart at this time. And that sense of emotion, also making sure we drink enough water. Going by the water, we can find to be very cathartic, very therapeutic, very much, you know, centering ourselves and helping us see what it is that we really desire. There can also be this need to look at our dreams and not hide our dreams away. We could have really said to ourselves, you know, this isn't a time for dreaming. This is a time for really, you know, being serious and doing what needs to be done. And it's not saying that we aren't serious and we aren't getting done what needs to be done, but it is saying here that there is a time for our dreams to come forward. It is a time for ourselves to move towards what we truly want within our world, instead of forgetting about what we want because of our responsibilities, because of everybody who needs us and wants us and pulls us in 18 million different directions. Now we're starting to step into ourselves. Now we're starting to see ourselves more and more. And that brings us to a place of balance. Now, this is Sagittarius energy, so if we have this within our charts, it comes through very powerfully. But there's also a sense of the dream balancing who we are, what we want, and where it is that we're headed. We start to see ourselves more, we start to see what we want, and we start to see what we desire. We're also looking at things in a way that starts to put us first. That's going to be really important for us, Gemini. Not to get caught up in the dreams and the what ifs of everything, but to find a balance, to find a harmony, and to put things in perspective now, and to seize the moment now, to, be able to go forward towards what we want, what we need, what we desire, and where it is that we want to be. We become very practical, even though we're astoundingly whimsical during this time. We're very focused on our holistic self. We're very focused on what we desire, we need, our heart longs for. That's going to be a huge part of us. But there's also going to be this brilliant sense of knowing, this brilliant sense of breaking down barriers and opening up doors and seeing ourselves. And that brings us to this real place of prosperity, bounty that lasts for generations, opening up the doors in very different ways, which leads to this doubt that somebody has planted within our mind, usually when we were very small, or this doubt was planted when we were small, and a catalyst came around as we grew, either as a teenager, in our 20s, it could be 30s, 40s, whenever it was, that just made us absolutely doubt ourselves, took this insecurity and made it into a time bomb trigger for us. So this is going to be a time where we have to look at things and say, am I going to let this rule my life anymore? Am I going to let this hold me back, deny me, define me? Or am I going to open up to myself in a real and honest way? Am I going to let myself see what I need to see and not let the words of somebody else echo through my head over and over again till they get to define my destiny and not me? So when we're opening ourselves to what we want and what we need and who we are, we're starting to see the balance of self, the balance of what we desire, and the balance of who we are come forward. We start to see that, that we're redefining what success is. So this is money, or what we value as much as money. Emotionally, our money is tied to our emotions, okay? This is going to be a time for us, most definitely, where our money is tied to our hearts. If we're not feeling contented within our lives, if we're feeling overwhelmed, we're going to spend. We're going to spend money, or we're also going to find that it doesn't come in the way that it once did. So we're going to have to, really look at what we want, what we need from our lives, the way that we move forward, and open up that door with honesty and openness and tenacity. There we go. That's the word. Tenacity, to be able to get it and not define ourselves by hurtful, hateful words that come to us whenever we're feeling weak, whenever we're feeling overwhelmed, wherever we're feeling sensitive. It moves us then to the star. It moves us to this place of illumination and wishes and desires and hopes and dreams in the public arena. We're moving towards what we want. We're starting to see our dreams come forward more and more and more. We can ignore them. We can stick them back in that closet, push them way, way back and say, no, this isn't for me. This isn't what I need to be focusing on now. But what Spirit is saying is that it is. It is what we need to be focusing on. It is what we need, what we desire, what we want. And we need to let ourselves be illuminated. We need to let ourselves shine in the quiet, brilliant way of the stars. Remember, our ancestors, when they sailed in their boats, were guided by the stars and by birds, which sounds like poetry, but is fact. And so here we use that fact to guide us forward, to let ourselves spread our wings, to let ourselves see how our soul wants to fly and where it is that we want to be. And it moves us to the devil. Now, we have here in the public arena strong Aquarius energy and strong Capricorn energy. So we're going to be kind of at war with our dreams and this sense of that free-flowing air energy, which we're already, air energy ourselves. So that's going to be where we gravitate to. But there's also going to be a sense here of, I need to be sensible. I need to not be that dreamer anymore. I need to keep my feet firmly planted on the ground and take away the whimsy. But guys, if you take away the whimsy from a Gemini's life, you take away so much that makes a Gemini a Gemini. And so here with the devil, we need to look at the boundaries that we have. We need to look at the chaos that we're getting caught up in. We also need to look at other people's dreams and other people's definitions and other people's way of looking at things that catch us up and, rip us forward and deny us and define us and, reiterate us. And we need to start to say, but this is me. This is where I need to be. This is what I need from my life. But we're also going to be looking at the chaotic nature of just life, of what we desire, of how we're moving forward and what we strive for. So here with this, we're going to be stabilizing ourselves. We're going to be putting our feet firmly on the ground and saying, this is me, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and this is what I want for my life. And we'll look at the chaos that comes along the way and not let it define us, but let it help mold us in the way that we handle that chaos, in the way that we push ourselves forward. We're not going to be falling victim anymore to other people's expectations. We're going to be really looking at what we want, what we desire, what we need, and who we are. This is a time where wealth can come in, where we can start to see barriers being broken, doors being opened, and us shining. But it's only if we're bold enough to follow our dreams. It's only if we let ourselves shine, because we have here, major arcana cards in the public arena, 2 major arcana cards in the public arena and in the inner self. The emotional self, that's where our money is held. That's where this next phase of our lives and our wealths comes forward. But it's also where this hurt and this pain is kept. And the sense of, well, my parents said I would never make it. My guardian said I would never make it. That teacher said I was stupid, that I'd never amount to anything. My ex, always used to harp on me and how I was terrible with money and only a dreamer. And all these negative things come forward that says to this wealth right here, you don't get to be in this world. You don't get to succeed because you're just not made for it. And the thing, Gemini, is that many people underestimate us. Many people look at us as whimsical and flighty and, silly, but we're not. We are searchers, we are discoverers, we are people who are defined by love and the love that we can give to others and the love that we can embrace in this world. But we need to make sure that as the stars shine in the sky, we embrace the love of our dreams, the love of our passion, and the love of ourself, always making time for it, always letting ourselves move forward in it. Now, our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. This is a time of transformation. We need to be mindful of the way that we're handling this transformation, but we also need to be mindful of lies and secrets that are holding us back. They can be from others, they can be from ourselves, that we're not going to be completely honest with ourselves about certain things. And this is going to be a time for us where we just need to be open, upfront, and courageous. That's going to be really important. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is universal light. And universal light here is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And this is letting that light illuminate us, shine through us, guide us, heal us, and be that star, because that's what the universal light is here in the sky. It is that star that is out of reach, but that is amazing. It moves us to our subconscious rooted self. We have the sun coming up, and we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. If we have Taurus within our chart, that comes through very powerfully, but it's also going to be the urge to root ourselves during this time in our inner selves. We want things to be rooted. We want things to be stable. We want things to be secure. But the Hierophant also says, follow your traditions, follow who you are, not what you were born into, not what others want you to be, but the traditions of your soul and of yourself. It lets you shine. It brings illumination, passion, insight, pleasure, this expanse of being. And so here, we have to say, who am I? Where are my roots? What do I desire? What do I need? What do I want? And how do I move to this new level of being? It moves us then to our subconscious inner self, and it's the 4 of Swords. We have to slow down and take time to honor everything that we've been through, to look at the road that we've been on. And instead of saying, oh my gosh, Gemini, I can't believe you didn't achieve XYZ, it is saying, look how far you've come. Look how much you've done. And to be kind and beautiful to yourself. Just as you would be kind and beautiful to a stranger, or you would at least be kind, you'd say thank you and smile and, hold the door and not let it slam in the person's face. Give that same courtesy to yourself. It's time. And it's time to honor our road instead of hating our road, honoring it. It then moves us to our subconscious emotional self, which is the Knight of Swords. And that's what we have to be. We have to be the slayer of the dragons, that are hoarding away our gold. We have to be the bold person who embraces their throat chakra, embraces their voice, makes their voice heard, cuts through doubts and fears and negativity and all the crap, excuse my language, but all that piles onto us, and still say, I'm going after what I want. As somebody who desperately wanted to be rescued when I was younger, who desperately wanted somebody just to swoop in and be that, knight in shining armor. Nobody can rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. And that is a hard lesson to learn, but an astoundingly powerful one. And that's what we're seeing here. We have to be the honorer of our own stories and the defender of our own selves. You know, because nobody's going to fight for our dreams the way that we can fight for our dreams. Nobody is. It then moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that's the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is carrying everything on our backs. Here it says responsibilities. It's the responsibilities of the world, you know, just piled on our backs, everything for everyone. And this is saying here, what about me? What about what I need and what I want? This isn't, you know, I'm a firm believer in our responsibilities. We carry our burdens. What needs to be done, and we don't run away from them. But with the Ten of Wands here, we look at everything that has been weighing us down and taking away the beauty from our lives. And we say, enough is enough. I'm not going to be held back and defined by these burdens anymore. Now it is time to set myself free. And we come to the end of a cycle, career-wise, or at least the way that we're viewing our career, our passion, the fire that burns within us. And this is a new chapter that starts. And it can bring great wealth and great success if we embrace it. Now, for spirit, that might not mean that our bank accounts start, you know, overflowing. What it means is that we start to become stable and secure. We start to look at our dreams and what we greatly desire and start to be able to see them. And we don't define ourselves the way the world defines us. We don't sit there and say, oh, but I'm this old and I can't possibly, and I have this and I have that. You know, I can't possibly be successful. The world is changing. You know, I was watching this YouTube channel, and it's this 80-something-year-old woman who has this beautiful following of people, is just absolutely enchanting, has written books, goes and talks, and it's just amazing. The world has changed if we keep on changing it, if we keep on pushing those boundaries and letting ourselves be who we are instead of trying to force ourselves to be what we think everybody wants us to be. And so this is going to be a powerful time if we embrace it and if we let it be. Okay? All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the wonder of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.